Hi again, and welcome back for card number 2 in my Sweet as a Peach class by mail. Thanks for purchasing this class. As I mentioned before, really happy to have you crafting along with me. And if you're watching the video later on my YouTube channel and would like to get involved in future classes, please just reach out. I'm happy to chat to you about those. I do 2 classes a month. I do a product-based class, which is this one here, which is based on the Sweet as a Peach bundle. Here we have it. And I also do a fun fold class or a no stamp class, which basically they're just cards that you can pop together and use any sentiment or any stamp that you may have at home. So that's good for people who are just starting off and are not got a lot of Stampin' Up stuff. But anyway, so unlike me, who's got tons. Anyway, that's part of the job. Okay, so anyway, thanks for joining me. This is our second card. It's a double Z fold card, which you can see there. We've got 2 Zs happening, a large one and then a cute little inside one as well. I'll just bring myself into the centre. I'm working my way down a bit. Okay, so double Z fold, the first one. You can just do a straight Z without the second one, but the second Z adds an extra element to it and gives you extra panels that you can put our lovely decorations on. Okay, so this time we're using some of the things you'll recognise. We're using some of the lovely designer series paper that comes with this Sweet as a Peach bundle. It's absolutely glorious. So if you haven't got some, please pop on and buy some before. Well, we've got it all year, so it's great. It's part of our 21-22 annual catalogue. It's really nice. The colours are great. And this time we're using the leaves that you probably recognise from the first card. That we used as a background. This time we're using it, putting it with these little peaches here, which go in the place we used blossoms last time, but we're using the peaches this time, and we're actually die cutting them out and setting them up away from the leaves. Okay, and we've got our peach here that you see, that you recognise. The colours again are the cardstock is Calypso Coral, and with the highlights of Pear Pizzazz. Okay. So let's get on with this one. So this is what your kit should look like. I've only got 1 card in here, but you'll have 1 or 2, depending on what you've purchased, and envelopes accordingly. You've got a fair bit happening with this one. Be careful as you take it out of the pack, because there will be little bits of cardstock and dimensionals and things and rhinestones and things that might fall out. So you've got your card base, I suppose we could call it that, is our main Z here. So that makes a 5" by 5" or 5" square card. So it's actually 5 inches high and 10 inches long, and it's scored at 2.5 and 5, or 5 and 2.5 to give that Z here. Okay, so then you've got, we'll concentrate on that. We might as well get started actually once a while I talk our way through it. You've then got, now we've got to get it the right way. That's the way. So you have the Z, the folding bit, actually on your left. So don't do it that way. Do it this way. You've then got panels of Pear Pizzazz that obviously fit sort of 1/4 of an inch smaller. So they're 4 3/4 square. And then some of the beautiful designer series paper. So you might have this design. You might have something slightly different. I've been using various designs, various papers here for this course, but the colours and the basic design should be the same. Okay, so we might as well pop those in while we go. Grab some glue or some snail or whatever you use, whatever your favourite is. I can't go past the glue because I tend to have to fiddle my cardstock to get it straight, and the glue lets me do that. Then we'll bring in our designer series paper. So this is another 1/8 of an inch smaller. So this would be 4 3/4, that's 4 5/8 square. So you've just got a slight border of the old Pear Pizzazz with a larger border of the Calypso Coral. Now be careful of the paper you get. Some of them have a true orientation, so they have like an up and a down. So the pears, the peaches, have I said pears? I think I might have. The peaches will hang down. You don't want your peaches hanging up, if that makes sense, defying the laws of gravity. Okay, so then we've got some narrower pieces of pear pizzazz, which basically, as you can see, will go in these little panels here. Okay, so pop those in. Again with your glue or your snail. Okay, so you've got them all along that front facing surface there. Okay, then you've got some more pieces of designer series paper. So you've got one that's different, so it contrasts to this one, and you've got one that's the same. So pop them on there. So the one you've got that's different will most likely be stripes. I can't remember what the other's possibility would be. Maybe dots. But anyway, the dots or the stripes go in the center one, just to break up the colours a little bit, the paint patterns a little bit. It's up to you. You could do whatever side of it you like. If you prefer the other side, go for it. You know, it's your card, it's your kit. Perfectly happy for you to mix it up. In fact, people who do often send me pictures and they're actually better than how I designed it. So more than happy for you to do that if you think you can improve on it. Okay, so that's our 3 panels all decorated up there. So that's that. We might just pop that one aside now. That's all you need that for the moment. So, okay, so what else you've got is this little Z. This is the little Z, and to be honest, it's probably the star of the show, really, because this one, it fits inside and adds a little bit of interest to your card. So bringing that in, sorry, it said we were getting rid of it, but we're not. Your Z, your second Z is going to follow the lines exactly of your big Z. So cross, back, cross. So this front side here is the sides that we want to decorate, if that makes sense. So the same process, just 3 decorated panels in a row there. Okay, again, you have panels of pear pizzazz. There's a lot to this card, but to be honest, it's quite simple to assemble once you've got it all cut. So we're going to pop these on here, same process. Yeah, number 2. Try and keep them sort of lined up the same distance, top and bottom. But, you know, that's just me sometimes. Might not worry you too much. There we go. So you've got 2 panels of white, basic white, which are cut there, and another one that matches the central panel from your big Z. So that one obviously goes in the middle as well. And the 2 front white ones are the ones we're going to decorate and stamp. I might stamp them first. Yep. So let's pop that aside. I'm just looking at the stamping that I'm doing. So you've got your green and your designer series paper on that one. And we'll pop it aside for the moment. And we'll concentrate on our 2 stamping panels here, or 2 stamping mats. So on the first one, it'll go onto the front of your card. You just need a sentiment along the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to use happy birthday again. Just really appeals to me this as a birthday design. So just basically probably bottom 5th, maybe half a quarter of an inch from the bottom. Keep it towards the bottom because we're going to decorate the top with our little peaches and leaves. Okay, so that's what you want on that one. Just a just a plain little birthday. There is a in your set there is a thank you so much, which is about the same height and width, so you could use that as well if you wanted to. Okay, on our second piece we're going to pop one of the peaches that we used before. We're just going to do it straight onto the card with a sentiment as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use the Have a Peachy Day, which is the one I used in our first card as the main sentiment, actually, wasn't it? We're going to pop that bottom left hand corner. There we are. Have a peachy day. Then we're going to bring in our peach. So I'm going to use the pale papaya again for our peach. Now, you're going to be able to want to put his stems on as well. So remember, he has the leafy stem that comes off to the left-hand side. So sort of try and position your peach in the right position to actually fit your leaves in as well. So I reckon towards the left-hand side, just like that. Okay, so that's our peach. Now these are photopolymer stamps. You might want to actually, and I haven't done it so far, you might want to pop a what do they call it, silicone mat or a foam mat or something underneath if you find that you're not getting a stamping image that you like or stamped complete enough. This one hasn't been too bad lately, so I haven't bothered. Then we'll bring in our leaf, pop his little stalk in and into the dip in the peach, and there you go, you've got him. Have a peachy day. Okay, so that's the one that's going to go on the inside, or this third right hand panel. You can pop that on now. And the one with the happy birthday is going to be our cover or our card front. So it goes just at the front, and the top first one, the far left. There we are. Okay. That Calypso Coral, I haven't even used it, it's still on my hands. Anyway, it's all good, we're going to cover that. Okay, so we'll bring back our card base or our main Z, and we can pop these on now. So what's going to happen is you need to be able to close your card with both Zs in line with each other so that they close simultaneously. So sort of close them both over, slip the back half of the Z into there and sort of position it so you can get the feel for where it's got to sit. Okay, you need to sort of, with all fun folds, it's probably a good idea to have a sample fold before you actually get too carried away with finishing your card. There's nothing worse with a fun fold to actually get it finished and have it's beautiful and then find that it doesn't fold down properly. So I've just popped some glue on the back of that one. I'm going to position it roughly where I thought it was before, so sort of central on that back panel, same sort of distance top, bottom, sides, and as straight as I think I can. Then bring the other one over, and then you can glue this. So you only want glue on that left-hand side of that front panel there, and just glue that down. Okay, so they are now in the right position that they fold closed together and open together like that. Okay, lovely. So that's basically that card done. You have a scrap of basic white. I'm going to get it right one of these days. Basic white in your pack, and so this is the one we're going to stamp and die cut. So I've got your leaves from that we used in the first one. This time we're going to die cut them. So I'm just going to use my Pear Pizzazz again. and stamp them. Really cute. And then we've got our little peaches, our cute little peaches. So you could do the dauber. I know I didn't in the inside image, but I might with these. Just a little kiss of the Calypso Coral, which is now on my hand. It looks like I've got a tan or something, heaven forbid. And then your pale papaya. And do one set of peaches. Now you don't have to put them in position. You could. If you're stamping straight on your card, you can move these to the position where they fit in with those leaves. But because we're going to die cut both of them out and put the peaches on dimensionals, you don't need to do that here. We will need the dies again though. So we haven't used the little leaf. So this is the leaf one. As I say, you can probably fussy cut most of those, but I think you'd struggle with that one. And the peaches are just perfectly sort of easy to fussy cut if you decided that's what you wanted to do. Just going to bring back my little friend. And these cute little plates. Let's position this one there. And your peaches. I'm looking forward to hopefully soon get the magnetic plate for this little mini guy. It'll be very handy. So sometimes get a little bit fiddly. Okay. Top plate on, hope for the best. Through you go. Both moved. As I say, magnetic plate, where are you? Through it goes. I made a bit more of a mess of that than I normally would because it's with the camera, it's hard to come in over the top, which I would normally come in over the top. So it's all right. They've worked out quite okay. Let's pop those back. Our three little peaches. So they're separate, the peaches. Although you stamp them in one stamp, they actually are separate when you die cut them, obviously. Okay, so let's bring back our card. So we're going to pop our leaf. I'm just going to glue the leaf. Just sort of have it come in that way, sort of right to left on our card. You can overlap it a little bit just to give it a little bit of a sense of dangling in air. It's quite nice. So I'm just going to glue that. If you do dangle it in mid-air, don't glue where you plan on dangling, obviously. You'll end up with too much glue. Okay, so there's our leaves. As I think I mentioned in the first video, there's gaps in the stems, so that's where our peaches or our blossoms can go. I don't think there's a particular order for them, or I haven't been able to work it out if there is. So just grab some foam squares, dimensionals. They're obviously the perfect size for a large dimensional each, so if you have those at home, you might want to use those instead. So we're going to pop the first one. So where the gaps in the branches are, that's where we can pop our peaches. Okay, that's the last one. So cute. Just good enough to eat, just about. Again, I'm going to bring in my favourite, and if you have it at home, I suggest you use it. And if you haven't got it at home and you'd like to buy it, please do so from my online store. It's our Wink of Stella. Just deepens those colours a little bit and adds a little bit of dewy sparkle to our peaches. There we are. Hopefully you can see that. Only a card maker would know it was there, probably. Okay, so you've got some little rhinestones with your pack. This time they're the silver ones. And we'll just pop those on that front one. Wouldn't go too crazy adding rhinestones or dimensional or anything set up on dimensionals in the inside, because it does make it difficult to close the card. There we are. Okay, a bit of bling, bit of twinkle, and some beautiful peaches. There we go. So that's card number 2 in my Sweet as a Peach class. If you found it difficult to think of where to write on this one, I often think it's like I've decorated everything. You could sort of pop your name on that little peach there. But if you didn't want to ruin that or change that, probably pop a white piece of white cardstock on the back and write your message on there. If you didn't want to pop it on the front there, it's entirely up to you. Okay, so that's really nice. I like that design. You'll see that pop up in my classes every now and then when I think I've got a paper and some images that suit it. It is one of my favourites, one of my favourite cuts, folds. Okay, so that's card number 2. Hope you enjoyed that one. Again, I'll go and have a bit of a clean up, get some of the Calypso coral off my hands, and be back with card number 3 very soon. Thank you.